It's cold. The sky has already taken on the color of winter, and the days oscillate between the gray, the rain, the mist, and the wind. People are beginning to adopt the stress and the joy of Christmas all at once. And, unlike last winter, where the changing cycles were visible through the window, this time the concrete makes everything seem immutable. Of course, it is only a mirage. Everything changes, and like the cycles of the seasons or the moon, we fluctuate too. These last few weeks have been intense, not just for me. I hear it everywhere. Changes, major closures, plot twists, situations resurfacing so we can finally close that chapter and enter the new year, at last, renewed. At this time of year, it is inevitable to look back and take stock of everything we've lived through. Does that happen to you too? This week, I had to travel north for one of those closures. An express road trip that Irma lovingly insisted on joining me for. Pamplona looked beautiful in the rain, with its golden lights and fallen leaves. Sometimes I forget how much I love that somewhat mystical melancholy of grey cities, nestled among forest, rivers, and mist. And that smell. But on the way back, Rodolfo, my car, decided to break his wiper motor in the middle of the night and the storm. We had no choice but to spend the night in a roadside motel with hallways that looked like they were straight out of the Bates Motel. Although, to be fair, they treated us with a lot of care. The next day, it didn't rain, and, fingers crossed, we managed to reach Albacete. My plan was to start producing this video immediately because I was running behind. But after a well-deserved shower, my body said no. In fact, I'm writing these lines on a Saturday morning, not knowing if I'll make it in time, and with a system that is still telling me it has no energy. I imagine some of you will tell me there is no pressure or rush to publish, that one must rest, and I know that. That is why, as I type, I remind myself that there are videos that don't need to be structured or, quote-unquote, brilliant. They just have to be honest and simple. But this isn't just about my videos. It's about the message. Because maybe you, like me, have many things on your mind, many events happening around you, people requiring your attention, errands to run, worries in the back of your head that return again and again. And without realizing it, we conclude one stage and immediately want to jump to the next, as if it were a race against the clock where someone is waiting at the finish line, stopwatch in hand, as if there were somewhere we had to get to. But it is vital to listen to the body and the soul and give it what it needs. If I have learned anything this past year, it is that we tend to accelerate. But if we pay attention, notice that moment when our body asks us to slow down, and we actually do it, we don't lose time. We gain it. In a very short time, natural energy will return, ideas will flow faster, and, scientifically speaking, our immune system won't drop, so we avoid getting sick. It is in moments like this where we allow the boredom of the pause that we are capable of processing everything around us, realizing where we are going, what we truly need, and what we want. But from the calm of stillness, evaluating what happened, integrating it, and learning from it. Stopping is simply the way we gather momentum. It's freezing cold. How important it is to remember that, right? Because I tend to forget. And I get angry with myself when my mind wants to be productive, but my soul wants to watch another episode of The Great on Netflix. Or when my head insists that it's been days since I got on the spin bike, but my body just wants to walk through the park and watch the squirrels. So then, I grant myself a middle ground, like right now, writing you this reminder while sitting in my pajamas, in bed, under the blankets. Or deciding to make a Rioja-style soup for the first time and having food ready for the weekend just for the pleasure of cooking. Sometimes I ask myself when we became so disconnected from nature's cycles, being animals ourselves. We see the trees going to sleep at the start of winter, in their pause before returning resplendent in spring. Yet, we insist on stringing up bright April fair-style lights to overstimulate ourselves and, perhaps, avoid looking inward. And we catch that hurry when, in reality, we can remain active from a slower rhythm, more present, more observant of what we truly need. We don't have to get to everything fast. We just have to get there, in our own time. And now, I would like to hear from you. How are you experiencing this end of the year? Do you feel that pressure to run? Or are you allowing yourself to slow down a bit and take care of yourself? Let me know in the comments how you are feeling, or even what book you're reading right now, or if you're watching a series you really like. I love to read your thoughts and keep each other company a little longer down there. Thank you for being there, on the other side, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.